Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. With Maula's mercy, today we will start new book, and the name of the book is Jamaat Khana. In that book, we have it starting with the preface. Let me share my screen so you all can see it. As you all heard the announcement on Saturday that we will be discussing Book of Healing, inshallah, on Saturday after finishing What is Soul. So we have moved that book of Healing to Saturdays, and here we will continue with the book, different books, and today we are starting Jamaat Khana, written by Allama Nasiruddin Nasir Hunzai. So this is the book which we will be studying, Jamaat Khana by Allama Nasiruddin Hunzai. As usual, we would request all of you to read the dedication on your own author's note. And today we will start with preface. And the beginning, the preface starts with the words of light. 24 chapter, Surah An-Nur, verses 35 and 36. So what I'm going to do is to share my slides with you, because this verse, which we will inshallah learn to recite with Naveen Sahaba next week, in itself, it's a long verse and it requires us to discuss it in detail, so we have very good understanding of this verse. So this verse, the name of the verse of light is Ayah Misbah. Ayah Misbah. So the book Jamaat Khana starts with Ayah Misbah. And this verse is so beautiful verse, which we know that Hazi Imam has mentioned in his Farameens, in his speech. Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah has mentioned in his speech. And this is the verse which mentions Nurun Allah Nur, the main principle of Ismaili Tariqa, Nurun Allah Nur. So first, let us understand this verse, and then we'll continue to go further in our study of the book. So here comes this verse, inshallah, which we will learn to recite. It's a long verse. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahu nuru samawati wal arz. Masalu nurihi kamishkatin fiha misbah. Al-misbahu fi zujajata. Az-zujajata ka'annaha kawkaban durriyu. Yukad min shajaratin mubarakatin zaytunatin la sharkiyatin wala gharbiya. Yakadu zaytuha yuziyu walau lam tamsashu nar. Nurun Allah nur. Yahdillahu li nurihi min man yasha'u wa yuzribullahu al-misala lin-nas wallahu bikulli shay'in alim. So you also, I feel comfortable when it is in Arabic. I don't feel comfortable when I have to read English transliteration. So we all have to find what is easy for us and read that. And this is the translation. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. The parable of his light is as if there were a niche, and within it a lamp. The lamp enclosed in glass, the glass as it were a brilliant star, lit from a blessed tree, an olive, neither of the east nor of the west, whose oil is well luminous. The fire scarce touched it. Light upon light. Allah doth guide whom he will to his light. Allah doth set forth parables for men. Allah doth know all things. And I have translation in Urdu too, which I will read. It's so beautiful to know the translation. Allah नूर है आसमानों और ज़मीन का, इसके नूर की मिसाल एक ताक की है जिसमें चिराग हो, और चिराग शीशे की कंदील में हो, और शीशा मसले चमकते हुए रोशन सितारे। वो चिराग एक बाबरकत दरख्त जैतून के तेल से जलाया जाता हो, जो दरख्त न मशरकी है न मगरबी। खुद वो तेल करीब है कि आप ही रोशनी देने लगे, अगरचे इसे आग ना भी छुए। नूर पर नूर है। अल्लाह ताला अपने नूर की तरफ रहनुमाई करता है जिसे चाहे। लोगों को ये मिसालें अल्लाह ताला बयान फरमा रहा है, और अल्लाह ताला हर चीज के हाल से बखूबी वाकिफ है। Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. So this is the verse of lamp, Ayah Misbah. It has very many tawilat. And what we will do, we will try to do several tawilat of it. But I can tell you, this is a verse which we continue to learn. As we grow in knowledge, we continue to learn the tawilat of this verse. It is a powerful verse, one of the foundation verse for us as Ismaili, because here is the concept of Nurun Allah Nur, light upon light. So first I would like to show you this picture. We have to understand that when we talk of nish, kandil, this is the picture which normally it's on the, next to the roof, lower than the roof. In the olden homes, we would have tak or nish. This, groove, this is alcove, is space, is the nish. इसके अंदर लैंप रखा जाता है. This lamp, lantern or whatever light is kept within this. So this is the niche, right? So we understand when we talk of these terms, we realize what are we talking about, all right? So let us start with this verse. One by one, we will take each kind of sentence in the verse and understand it, right? So the first is, Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. When we see the word heavens, asmano or zameen, we all have understood now that whenever we talk of heavens and the earth, it is about darjat, it is about ranks. And whenever we mention the ranks, we do know we are referring to hudud-e-din, hierarchy of religion. Whenever we mention ranks, it is about hierarchy of religion. Heavens meaning higher ranks, earth meaning the absolute earth, the lowest rank, which is the rank of student, a mustajib. However, when we look at the word heavens and earth is only one, so the earth is absolute mustajib, a student who does not know any knowledge, but he responds. The word mustajib is from istajibu, from the Quran, who responds, who says that I do not know and I want to learn, right? At that time, they become that absolute earth. On the other hand, we have to realize that when somebody becomes the student, at that time, they come into the ladder. When a mu'min, generally we call everybody a mu'min, when they are not the student, they are not even in the hierarchy of the religion. The ladder of the religion, उसमें उनका शुमार ही नहीं होता है. So the most important thing is to become a student who is in the hierarchy of the religion. Very important thing for us to remember all the time, that today we are in the time of Qiyamah. We do not have hudud-e-din existing in current time. Why? Because we have learned وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ فِي إِمَامٍ مُبِينٍ. Everything is encompassed within the Imam. Meaning, all the ranks are also within the Imam. Only one rank is visible, and that is the rank of the Imam. All other ranks are within the Imam. So we are very blessed to know that we being Smileys, we are within Imam, with Imam. We do not have any labels or titles the way Ismailis used to have that in Fatimid time. We do not have those ranks existing in current time. So be mindful. The reason we learn so we can understand all these terms and concepts related to it, right? So when we say وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ فِي إِمَامٍ مُبِينٍ, we also understand that within the personal world of Imam, all the heavens and the earth exist. God is the light of the heavens and the earth, right? We are just understanding this from Ayah Misbah, that Khuda Ta'ala is the Noor of the heavens and the earth. His Noor is in every rank, but all the ranks are within the personal world of Imam. To the extent that when we talk about Aklikul, Nafsikul, Natik, Asas, all the higher ranks, and then Mustajib, Mazum, Dai, Ba, all the ranks are within the Imam. So we have to remember, currently the ranks of Hudududdin, the hierarchy of the religion, is within the Imam. And what we learn from this verse, that he is the light of the heavens and the earth, meaning wherever we are at the stage of learning, it is the Noor of Imam which is with us. Why? Because Allah says it very clearly, that he is the light of the heavens and the earth. So it is a very blessing, good blessing for us to realize that wherever we are with his Noor. Then it says, the parable of his light is as if there were a niche, and within it a lamp, right? And we understand now what is the niche. It is a higher place at home. Remember, in our home, we keep things clean, pure, park, all these vocabulary when we use to keep our home clean, and especially when we keep something on the higher level, it is clean, right? We do not want it to be on the floor, so it can get dirty. Something which is, valuable, honorable, we keep it on the higher level. Similarly, when we see this Misbah, this light, which is kept at the higher level in the home, it also represents the place of purity, the place which is away from all the impurities. Nobody can touch it or make it dirty. It is pure and it is kept at the higher level, which indicates to us that it is exalted, it is pure. It represents Pakizgi, right? So when we look at our being, we just talked about the home, now look at our being. What is in our being? And what do we hear Imam saying? Imam says that I do not want to live anywhere. This world, I do not want to live anywhere except in the heart of the moment. So we can also take this niche within our being as our heart, a place where Imam wants to live. When we say Imam wants to live, we just understood when we talk of the physical home and niche, we said that it has to be pure. No impurities can touch it. So within our being, our feet are on the floor, probably sometimes walking on the dirt as well. So it touches the impurities. But when we look at the human at a higher level, we have our heart, which is at the higher level, meaning it has to be away from impurities. It has to be clean and pure. Now, it is our heart, physical heart is not a physical place as per se, which we can clean. How do we clean our heart? If we want our Imam to live at that level, or allegorically we are saying to keep this lamp at in that niche, at that place, meaning our heart is that place where the light of Imam lights. If it is the place of heart, and if that place is full of impurities, bad thoughts, gibat, gila, gossips or worldly thoughts and worldly desires? Will the light of Imam lit in that heart? No. There's a place, and it is a place to keep that light there. But if the heart is not pure, not clean, Imam will not live in that place. So to begin with, the first thing which we have to realize is that if we are understanding this verse of lamp, light, which is actually within the personal world of Imam, and then we realize that no, it is also kept in the niche. And the niche, the tawil of the niche is the heart of the moment. So the heart, number one, has to be of the student. If that person is not a student, they are not in that category, number one. And that student learning the knowledge will have to work hard to keep the heart pure, protected from the ego, traps of shaitan, and continue to keep it clean and pure with the remembrance of Imam, protect our heart from the worldly desires, to be able to keep that light, to keep that noor, spark alive there, right? So we understand that part. So let's see what I have on my slide here. So it is a higher place at home, which we talked about, Nishta. It is the place, it is the heart of the moment, and in that heart, Imam wants to live. When Imam wants to live, it becomes his heart, his place. You know, मैं और तू की दो ही छोड़ सब एक दे, ऐसा समझ फना हो उसमें, जब तू नहीं तब वो सही है. Meaning that heart of the moment, if it is so pure and clean, Imam comes and lives in that heart, then it is no more the heart of the moment. Again, remember, there's many steps. First, we have to clean our heart from all the impurities, all the impurities. When that happens, when the Mu'min Salik is learning, now this is a Salik, meaning who is walking on the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim, learning knowledge, purifying the heart, in his or her heart, there will be Zahurat. Zahurat meaning what? Manifestations. Manifestations of what? Of the higher understanding of Isme Azam. Here I say here, manifestation of sacred sanctuary. Sacred sanctuary, if you remember this word, we learned that in Ginanic language, it is called Bhamar Gufa. Bhamar Gufa. Gufa meaning cave, and Bhamar is the name of that cave. So somebody asked me that there are very many caves. How can you talk about this as a cave? So you would be right, my dear friend. Caves are very many. But the cave we are talking about, it is Bhamar Gufa, sacred sanctuary, Jabeen of the moment. Very interestingly, we had started the journey from the heart, that is the niche. But what happens? He is the light of the heavens and the earth. Meaning, when a Mu'min Salik walks on the path, the heart and the intellect becomes pure and full of the light. And that Mu'min Salik who actually does do ibadat of Subh Sadiq, Nurani time ibadat. Very interestingly, one of the meaning of the word Misbah is also Subh, meaning morning time. So I hope you see how interrelated everything is. First, we thought Misbah is the lamp, but if you look at the Arabic language, which is very, very complex, one of the meaning of the word Misbah is also Subh, meaning morning, meaning the time of the morning ibadat. So the Mu'min Salik, who has now become the student, has been working hard to keep the thoughts pure and clean, is doing the ibadat in the morning time. His Isme Azam is traveling from the heart to the Jabeen, to the Bhamar Gufa, right? So where here will be the Zuhurat, because this is the place of a moment's Isme Azam to become alive. Momin's Isme Azam, which becomes alive, right? At the level of Jabeen. So Momin can see and understand, because this is the place where our brain is there, our intellect, our knowledge is there. When we are able to see things in the light of the knowledge, we are able to understand the light, which is also guidance or hidayat. With the intellect, we are able to understand how to elevate our Isme Azam, how to elevate our ranks in Batin and get close to the light which is of Imam, the Nur which is above all else. All that becomes possible when a Mu'min Salik is walking on the path of true knowledge. So very interestingly, this light also means guidance. This light also means guidance. This guidance, it is a hidden knowledge, Batni ilm. In this knowledge, when we learn this Tawili ilm, which is hidden, Tawili ilm is hidden from us, but with the mercy of Imam, we are studying this book, which is full of Tawili ilm. It is no more hidden. Hidden from probably our intellect when we don't study, don't reflect, and we continue to only listen to the lectures, then it remains hidden from us. So it is very important that we ourselves take this pain. What did I say? Pain. Yes. Take upon ourselves pains to pick up the book or online and read the book. If we don't take this riyazat upon ourselves, the light which we are seeking, the progress which we are seeking, it will not touch us, because we are showing to Imam that we are lazy. If we are not picking up these books and we call ourselves students, students cannot be without the book. So we have to pick up this book and read, and all these words will become the light, and it will enter into our heart. And when we recite our Isme Azam at Subh Sadiq time, it will run faster and it will elevate. All this is possible with the mercy of Imam, and he is Rahman and Rahim. It is us who need to take the action. So very interestingly, it is the light, the Nur is also guidance, right? The light of the intellect and soul. We all are walking on this path. We want Ruhani Tarakki and Nurani Tarakki. Ruhani Roshni, Aklani Roshni. Spiritual light and intellectual light. All these lights are hidden within the true knowledge. And when we seek this true knowledge, our intellect will become sharper, our soul will become powerful, and we will be able to find the way to the light of God, which is not outside actually, which is within ourselves. That is why in this verse, at the end, Allah Ta'ala says, He gives this light whom He wills. He gives His light whom He wills. And His will comes when we take actions. If we were reading this Farman on Tuesday in Gujarati, and Mola says that if you were to be a beggar, and if the beggar doesn't go out to seek, he will remain hungry and he will die. And we are those beggars who are seekers of the light. If we will not go out, meaning come out of our comfort zone, pick up these books and learn, we will not be able to learn this knowledge. So Allama Sahib, in his book, Dua, Essence of Ibadat, actually talks about these things. That it is the light of Imam, and Imam gives to those who he sees worthy of it, meaning those who are willing to work hard, his light comes to them. And people, those people who are Mu'min Salikin, they receive the light, Zahiri light as well as Batini light, meaning exoteric guidance and esoteric guidance of God. All the hidayat is made available to them. All right, so let's see what we have in the next slide. So this is the light we see All right. So very interestingly, we see that this light which we talk about, this light is at 4 levels. In our physical world, we see this light at 4 levels. Number 1 is light of divinity, which is Misbah, a lamp. Buddha Ta'ala says, I am the light of the heavens and the earth. So he is giving the example of the light of Khuda Ta'ala, Noor-e Khudawandi, as lamp. Now question is, look at his light. Everything is encompassed in his light. Why the example of a lamp? Lamp which is very tiny, which is in everybody's home. Why would Allah give the example of his light with lamp and not of the sun? Sun which is so powerful, so strong. It is running our whole planet with its light and energy. Whatever we grow, eat, survive, thrive today, it is all because of the sunlight. So why would Allah not give the example of his light with sun, and he would choose to give the example of the lamp, which is in everybody's home? And Allama Sahib explains in his bayan this reason why Allah would do that. Allama Sahib first raises this question and then he answers it for us as well. And he says the reason it is given with the example of lamp, example of his light with the lamp, he says that lamp is accessible, meaning everybody can have the lamp in their home. Nobody will be deprived of this light through a lamp. And do we have light or lamp in our homes? Everybody will say yes. Meaning, in today's time, we are so blessed to understand this ta'wil that any one of us comes out of this lazy behavior and starts working hard, picking up the books, doing Subha Sadiq Ibadat, they will be able to get close to the light of God, which is manifested in Imam. So this light is not far from us. This light is very close to us, but it requires us to find it. Now, another example which Allama Sahib gives, that if you were to look at the sun and think sun is that light which you want, and if you try to even look at it, your eyes will hurt because you won't be able to look at it. That's why we wear sunglasses, to be able to be in the sun, because otherwise it will hurt our eyes. We will have pain in our eyes. And in long run, those who do not wear sunglasses, it will harm their eyesight. So it is important that whenever we are in sunlight, we have to protect our eyes, because that light is harmful for our eyes. So if Allah were to give the example of the sunlight, and if we were to be desiring the light of the Lord, and we are looking at the sun, it will harm our eyes. Meaning we don't have that capability in our physical eyes to be looking at the sun. Right? We are not capable of looking at the light of the Imam without the glasses. And these glasses are true knowledge. Those who seek the light of Imam, light of God, without true knowledge, unfortunately, they remain in doubts, because only through knowledge that the doubts will be removed. Meaning that burning or the hurt or the pain will be removed when there are sunglasses. You are wearing glasses. Then it is easier to be outside in the sun and look at the sun as well. Right? Similarly, Allah Sahib explains that if you were to have this light of the true knowledge, which you are seeking from your own hard work, meaning it's okay to listen to lectures. It is okay to do that. But do not be satisfied. Read the books. Today, whatever I am telling you, it is from different books of Allama Sahib. All the examples are from Allama Sahib. But you would not know. You may think, I am giving you that knowledge. I am so knowledgeable. But let me tell you, this is not my knowledge. This is what Allama Sahib teaches us. And that's why we are picking his books, because when he went through Qiyamah, Imam blessed him with this Tawili ilm. And that's how he has written so many books. And he has so many lectures. And he explains all these tawilat in his books, in his bayanat. And that's why Nachis is able to give you this example to explain it to you, that how the true knowledge is so important. However, we have established that the physical sun is needed and very important, but it is not our ability to directly approach the light of the sun. We need a medium, and that medium is wearing sunglasses. But it is amazing to realize his mercy. What is his mercy? He gives the example of his light through a lamp, which is in everybody's home. Then in Quran, he also mentions the light of the prophethood. So first we understood the light of the God, 24/35, and then he says that there is a light of the prophethood, Sirajum Munira, right? This is mentioned in Quranic verse 33/46. And this 4 different types of lights, which we will talk about, Allama Sahib mentions it in Sublime Realities. All these books are available online on smileyliterature.com or monoreality.org. So you can go to the site to read this book. So in this book, Allama Sahib mentions that you know about the light of God, Allahu nuru samawati wal ars. But do you know the light of the Prophet, which is known as Sirajum Munira? It is the illuminating light. The light of Prophet enlightens us. What does Allah say in this verse? And one who invites to Allah. Prophet Muhammad was inviting people to Allah, to guide them by his permission. And an illuminating lamp, a lamp which is illuminated, which is already with light. And this lamp invites us. Where does it invite? To what? What did Prophet do? What did he invite the people to? Actually, the light of Imamat. Prophet Muhammad invited us to the light of Imamat. So this is the same verse, Siraj Munira. We can use it for light of Imamat as well. Light of Imamat as well. So very interestingly, we are able to see that there is light of divinity, Noor-e Khudawandi, then Noor-e Pegambari, and then Noor-e Imamat. But then it is only 3 types of light. Very interestingly, Allama Sahib mentions that there is 4th light as well, and that is the light of Mu'mineen. The light of Mu'mineen. It is mentioned in chapter 57, Surah Hadith, verse 12, that Mu'mineen wa Mu'minat will also have their light. On the day of Qiyamah, Mu'mineen will also have this light. Now, these are Mu'min and Mu'minat. These are not ordinary people. In order to become those Mu'mineens, they have to first become Mustajib. Mustajib meaning when they are invited, Astajibu, when they are invited to Allah, they accept that yes, we want to be the student and to learn about the light, about the knowledge. So they have that light, and through that light, they become one with that light. That's what Khuda Ta'ala says in Quran. So very interestingly, when we talk of his light is not only limited to the light of God, but light of Prophet, light of Imam, and our light, light of Mu'mineens. What a glad tidings, what a happy concept for us that we also have the Nur. But for us to have the Nur, there are criteria, there are ladders which we need to climb, right? So if anyone thinks of this light, which means actually to spread this light of religion, meaning to have this hidayat and its understanding in the Jamaat, so we can connect to this light in our soul, light in our intellect, to elevate, to understand this light. In other words, we are saying the Nur, which is the light, it is Munir. Munir is from Siraj Munira here. Munir meaning it is luminous, it is Roshan, it is Nurani light, it is in the lamp. It is in the siraj. The word siraj is also meaning lamp. So siraj munira, nurani lamp, which is the lamp of Prophet and the lamp of Imam, light of Imam. And it is this light which lets the light of the Mu'mineen. So what a beautiful understanding and glad tiding for us that we can also have the light. So what we are, if we were to summarize, that we have understood that when we say Allahu nuru samawati wal ard, Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. So earth and the heavens, everything in between is the light. So those mu'mineen who come to become the earth, they are within that light. Now it is again dependent on the desire of the moment to continue to climb up and become one with that light. But Allah nuru samawati wal ard. He is the light of the heavens and the earth. Subhanallah, Subhanallah. He is Rahman and Rahim, we understand that. So we have discussed till point 4 that within it, a lamp, the lamp, right? The whole thing, we understand it, and we did it one by one. Now, the fifth part, piece which we have broken into pieces to understand. It says, enclosed in glass. The glass, it were a brilliant star. So when we look at this light in the lamp here, you all are able to see this glass, right? So this is enclosed in the glass. And within it, there is a brilliant star, as if there's a brilliant star. Now, what does that mean? So first, we understand that this glass, when we look at the glass, the word glass is the kandil. The word glass is the kandil, right? What does it mean? What is the ta'wil of this glass? And Allama Sahib explains that when you want to understand that what does it mean to have this kandil or the glass which is protecting the light within it. Actually, it is Isme Azam. It is Isme Azam, which is protecting the Noor within the Mu'min Salih. It is that Noor, which is the Noor of Khuda, which is supreme name, which is Isme Azam, right? And it is this lamp which is kept in the ta, in the niche, which is in the kandil, right? When it is kept in the niche, it is kept in the glass, meaning that Isme Azam is such an exalted word. It is supreme name of Khuda Ta'ala, right? It is kept protected in the higher place within our heart, in our remembrance. We keep his name with us. And very beautifully, Allah Sahib explains that why do we keep it high? Because no one can extinguish this light. Where does he say that? In chapter 9, verse 32. He says that he will complete his light, no matter how the enemy detests it, right? Nobody can extinguish this light. He will complete his nur. He will complete his nur. So the reason he keeps this light in the glass protected, that nobody can extinguish it. And it is tiny light. When we look at this lamp, it is such a tiny light. But he says, I will complete it. No matter how tiny it is, I will complete it. So how beautiful that understanding is, that when we are in remembrance of Isme Azam, he protects that spark, the light which is within us, which we are protecting. And this protection is through knowledge as well. Remember, when there is no knowledge, the doubts are there and this light can easily be extinguished. Only for Mu'mineen, those who are seeking this knowledge, this light is protected with Isme Azam and with true knowledge. Remember, we need both the things all the time. Ibadat-e ilmiya and Ibadat-e amliya. Isme Azam as well as true knowledge to purify the niche which we have within our being, right? So we understand, and very beautifully Khuda Ta'ala says in chapter 9, verse 32, that no matter how the enemy detests it, kitna bhi dushman dushmani kare, ye noor, ye roshni mukammal hoke rahegi. This light will be completed. So what are the other meanings of this light being completed? Another ta'wil is that when we look at this light is protected by Hududane Mukarram, which means Nurani family. If we were to understand this light of Imam, Nurani family is always there, helping, supporting in the mission of Imamat. And we see, let's say, for example, we see Prince Amin Muhammad, Princess Zahra, recently in convocation, right? All the Nurani family members are there to work on the mission of Imamat. What is that mission of Imamat? It is to help Jamaat, wherever Jamaat lives, with whoever they live, to help Jamaat to prosper, to live happy, successful life, physically and spiritually. So the Nurani family also works with Imam to protect that light of Imam. Imam's light, does it need any protection? No, it doesn't. When we say light of Imam, actually we are alluding to the light of Mu'minin, which is protected by Imam. So it is all very interconnected. It is all very interconnected. Meaning, Imam's nur does not need any protection. It is our nur which needs protection. And how can we protect that nur? Number one, when we have knowledge. Number two, when we do focus. Ek dhyan, ibadat. When we do, what does Mola say? Ibadat with choksai, focus, with concentration. When we do that ibadat, we are protecting that light. Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah in his Baitul Khayal Farman says that when you do not do ibadat, you are decreasing my light. You are, even he says, killing my light. And he relates it to the Yazid, that Yazid was better, who killed Imam Hussein in Karbala. When you do not do ibadat, you are worse than him. So we have to realize how important it is we do not miss the time of ibadat. No matter how many times we discuss this, but our actions, if these are lacking, we will not be able to protect this light. So I hope that when we are discussing different meanings, different tawilat, the bottom line remains the same, which is that we have to be very mindful of keeping our heart pure, because if the heart is not pure, the light cannot be there. Because in the dirty house, only mosquitoes can be there, cockroaches will be there. It is only the clean house which will be pure from all this dirt, right? So pure meaning no bad thoughts, no judgment, no ill will in the heart, pure and light. And when we have that clean heart and we protect that light by doing the ibadat and seeking the knowledge, then only we will have this light which Khuda Ta'ala says, no matter what, I will complete this light. When the light is completed, what do we see? When it says that the glass as if it were a brilliant star, right? Kaukaban Durri, the way we read in the Arabic part, right? That there is a glittering star. When the light is protected, there is this zuhurat again. Zuhurat meaning manifestations of the higher understanding of the talimat which we receive. And when we take the example of Allama Sahib, who completed his Isme Azam, right? He did his honest ibadat and he completed his Isme Azam. And it is very clear for us to be able to see that he was blessed with Gohore Akal. Gohore Akal, which is known as pearl of intellect. It is that pearl which is given to Mu'min Salik, meaning all the Tawili ilm is given in his heart, Atai ilm, ilme laduni. And the way we see Allama Sahib has written books after books after books after books, so many books. And when we learn about him, he hardly went to school. Though his parents were teaching him from very young age the talimat of Quran, Persian language, Arabic language, but formally he never went to any school, college, or any university. But he knew languages and he wrote in languages, different languages, right? How did he do that? It was because he received this miraculous, the pearl of intellect in his batin. And this is not only for, we are talking about Allama Sahib, Pir Sadruddin, Pir Nasir Khusro. Our peers, our Hujjatan have also walked on this path and they have received this Gohar Akal. And the beauty is that it is also available to us if we were to meet these conditions. These conditions are that any Mu'min Salih, when they walk on the path to fulfill these conditions, these majizat are for them as well. So when the Ism Azam is completed, this within this kandil, within this glass, this spark, tiny spark which we see here, right? Tiny, tiny spark. But when the ibadat of Ism Azam is done, when the knowledge is understood through the true knowledge, meaning using your own eyesight, because eyes also have nur. It is to read those words which are full of ta'wil in these books, right? And understand, reflect, and relate to our own being. Then that Mu'min Salik will also have zahurat. Zahurat of what? Of whatever they are learning. They will be able to understand much more than the words are saying. Their batin will be nurani. They will be able to realize more meaning than what is written on the pages. Meaning, Imam is helping them understand things in their batin. All the knowledge which is hidden, which are secrets of Imam, they are there for Mu'mineen who work hard. All this roshni is given to them. And in current time, in today's time, we see this miracle happen to Allama Sahib. And Allama Sahib has written all these tawilat which we learn in different sessions to help Jamaat to walk on the footsteps so we can also be one with the Imam. Now we have finished the 5 points. Should we continue or we continue next time? How
Continue.
do we continue? Okay. All right. I just needed one word. Thank you. So the next one says, this light which we are talking about, it is lit from a blessed tree, an olive. Now this tree is neither of the east nor of the west. Very strange tree. It is not found in the Mashriq. It is not found in the Maghrib. Where is it found? We have to find out, right? But it says that it is like it is of an olive tree, right? And whose oil is luminous, though fire scarce touch it. Light upon light. Very, very interesting. So when we look at this kind of tree, which is being described in the Quran, we do not find this tree. We do not find this tree. Very interestingly, when we are looking to understand this tree in the physical world, we don't find this tree, the tree of olive, which is nor of east nor of a west, and the oil is so pure and it burns, the oil burns without the fire being touched. When we are looking for this kind of tree, again, we have to go into the Quran to understand this tree. And very miraculously, what we find in the Quranic Tawili understanding, that the word tree, the tree is an allegory, it is a parable, it is an example. And the Tawil of that tree is the tree of Imamat. Ali Nabi Aulade Ali. Ali Nabi Aulade Ali. Because this tree is not of the east nor of the west, but it is always luminous, always nurani. And the pure oil continues to come from that. And the light continues to lit because the oil, pure oil is there. Now, what does all these allegories mean? Number one, we understand the tree is the tree of Imamat. Nurun Allah Nur, right? And this tree is blessed tree. And it gives olive oil, which is, we all know, pure oil, right? Olive oil is known as pure oil. So this tree is such, which is not of east nor of west, gives us a pure oil. What does this oil means? And this is very interesting that, in olden times, if you remember, that we would have oil in a spoon and we would put a cotton bud in it and then, burn it, lit it with the fire, and then it will continue to burn because the cotton, the wick is within the oil, right? In olden times, that's how we kind of use the light or lamp. So very interestingly, this oil, which is olive oil, it is pure oil, and it burns without the fire being touching it. And this ta'wil, which I'm about to tell you, it is mentioned in tafasir of Quran, that it is to relate to Imam Zainul Abidin. So this Quranic verse, which was revealed to Prophet Muhammad in his batin knew how things are going to happen in future. So when we do know, Maulana Ali was martyred, Imam Hussain was martyred in Karbala, and before Karbala Jang started, Maulana Hussain tells Imam Zainul Abidin to leave Karbala because he was the next Imam in line. So him and few women, they do leave the Karbala. And the transference of the nur, the nas of the Imam, without Imam physically being present with Imam Zainul Abidin, when Imam Hussain passes away, when he was martyred in Karbala, the Imamat, the nur, transferred to Imam Zainul Abidin, who was not with the Imam. So here is that teaching or the understanding which were given, that the tree is the Imam, and Imam gives that oil, which is pure, and it does not even need the fire to touch it. That oil is that light, and the fire does not even need to touch it, it will be lit. And the nur in Imam Zainul Abidin was lit without physical presence of the previous Imam with him. And this is mentioned in the tafasir of the Quran, almost all the tafasir, especially Shia tafasir of the Quran, that it is about this verse and this sentence here which says that though fire scarce touch it, it is to say about Imam Zainul Abidin becoming the Imam without the physical presence of the previous Imam. The light was lit in Imam Zainul Abidin. So the allegory of the tree is of Imamat, the tree of Imamat. The oil is also light, which lits. Now this oil also can be understood as ibadat of a pure moment, ibadat of Isme Azam. Because when we say Yali, 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 we don't see Imam physically with us. It just this word, when we say Yali, 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 there is no physical connection, but this Yali, when it is recited in a proper way, with meeting of all the conditions, what happens? Sata Shabad hai Guru Hamara. That Shabd becomes the living light for us, guiding us in our batin, holding our hand to walk on the path of Siratul Mustaqim, right? So that Shabd, which is light, becomes lit without anybody touching it. So that is also a ta'wil we can apply to ourselves and understand it. But we also know from the historical point of view, we understood the ta'wil of this verse which is related to Imam Zainul Abidin. So in other words, what we are saying, that when we talk of Imam, though we see Imam physically, but Imam is not limited to the physical body. Many a times when we ask questions, we think Imam is limited. If he were to come to give us didar, then only we will have didar. No, that is only physical didar, and that is the lowest didar. The higher didar is batni didar, nurani didar. For that, Hazimam doesn't have to come physically. We don't have to travel anywhere else. It is within our place, wherever we are. If we are doing the ibadat the way we ought to do ibadat, we will be blessed with his didar. We will be blessed with his didar. So amazing realization of how he is so merciful. He has made it easy. He came himself, gave us the didar, gave us the Isme Azam, because he trusted us that we will be keeping up with our contract, our promise, that we will do our ibadat of Isme Azam. And he gave us the Isme Azam. What did Prophet Muhammad and Maula Ali saying is, Man arfa nafsehi faqad arfa rabbi. And almost same saying is, Man arfa nafsekum bi arfa rabbikum. Meaning, those who recognize themselves will recognize the Lord. Meaning, when we understand this Ta'wili ilm and learn the different levels of Ta'wil, and of course, we become more interested in the Ta'wil which applies to us, along with the higher Ta'wil, because we want to learn, we are students. But when we understand that how does this Ta'wil applies to me, and when we work hard to understand and work upon it, this tree is not in the east, it is not in the west, it is within us. It is ever present, it is omnipresent, it is everywhere. We don't have to go far away to look for this tree. This tree is not limited to any place. It is the tree of Imamat. It is the Imam who is ever present. His light is ever present, always with us. Imam is Imamul Muttaqeen and Imamun Nas. Imam is the Imam for humanity and Imam is Imam for the righteous. He's always with us. Whoever seeks him will find the light. So he is not limited to this planet, but the whole universe. What does he say in one of the Farman in Baitul Khiyal? That if you think of him that he's above this universe, then I would say that he's above all universes. And he continues to give example, right? He's above all else, above all else. So he's far, far away above all else. But then he's so close that he's within our heart. He's not far away at all. How amazing that is. How amazing that is. And then we have light upon light. Nurun Allah Nur. Imam after Imam. This light continues to be with us. Nurun Allah Nur. Meaning that this chain of the light of Imamat, which started from Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, it continues to go on. It is the same chain of the light of Imamat we see today in Hazir Imam, Shah Karim, Nur Maulana, Shah Karim Hazir Imam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. It is the same light. And when we study in Quran, chapter 3, verse 33, Khuda Ta'ala says that I have chosen Adam, Noah, family of Ibrahim, and family of Imran. It is the same light which is in Hazir Imam, because he is from that chosen family where the light is given. So he is Ali Nabi, he is also Ali Ibrahim. All this conceptual understanding helps us understand that Imam is also Imam al-Muttaqeen and Imam al-Nas. Why am I relating to this verse, or how am I relating to this verse? We all learned that family of Ibrahim was chosen. And in Quran, Khuda Ta'ala very clearly says to Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, Inni jailuka fil imam, that I am choosing you as the Imam for the whole nation. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam was made Imam, and it is through him that the chain of the light of Imamat is continued. So Nurun Allah Nur. Prophet Muhammad said that I and Ali, Ali is from me and I from you. That's how he says it, that Ali, you are from me and I am from you. Meaning they are from each other. How are they from each other? It is the concept of the light which was in Maulana Abu Muttalib, the grandfather of Prophet Muhammad. And from Maulana Abdul Muttalib became two branches, Abdullah and Maulana Abu Talib. From Abu Talib is Maula Ali, and from Abdullah is Prophet Muhammad. And both the light connects where? In Bibi Fatima. In Bibi Fatima. And through Bibi Fatima, we see two Hasnain, Imam Hussain and Imam Hassan. We see two Hasnain. And that is why when we see Maulana Hussain getting the Amr of Imamat, becoming Mustakar Imam, the one who sits on the Gadi, Mustakar Imam, we see today Hazir Imam's Surname is Al-Husseini, Nur Maulana Shah Karim Al-Husseini. It is from the Hussein, the light continues to go on, and that is Imam's surname. What are we discussing? We are discussing light upon light. It is the same light which is continuously going on. So I think we'll stop here, and again we can start from here because we have not completed this light upon light, and I don't think even we can complete it the next time, but whatever briefly we can understand, we will, and this is something we will continue to learn throughout our lives because it is powerful and beautiful words, and we need to continue to learn that. So I'll stop here, friends, if you have questions or comments.
Subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah. You know, we have been listening about Nur since Maulana Hazar Imam blessed us with this verse to be recited during the Golden Jubilee time. And I think still we are not even at the edge of learning it. So it has such beautiful Tawili understanding, and we're still kind of like touching it, you know, so far. So it feels like we have a lot more to understand and learn, but it is amazing that how beautifully you were able to connect how the light from history, from Prophet Muhammad to Mawla Ali to Bibi Fatima, but also the way you connected it with Nur of Mu'minins, the way they kindle their own light, and how Allah, you know, makes it possible for Mu'minins to even complete their light. And it was amazing to connect this beautiful concept of Nurun ala Nur with all of those Tawili understanding which you explained. It is full of pearls. Inshallah, may Mawla let us absorb all of these Tawili understanding in our hearts. Ameen. Friends, if you have any questions, any comments, or any reflections, you can come forward.
Ya Limadat. It's Narmin. I thank you so much for your presentation. It was really amazing. And it was interesting how we started with Ayatul Kursi, and I just had a reflection of how it connects with Ayat Nur. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to recite Imam Jafar Sadiq's prayer. Please recite the Holy Salawat, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. They say that everything has a pinnacle, and that of the Quran is the Kursi verse. God shall shield whoever recites it once from 1,000 adversities of this world and another 1,000 of those in the next. The slightest of these world's adversities is poverty, and the slightest of the next is the punishment of the grave. Indeed, I read it to assist me in rising a grade. Please recite the Holy Salawat, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. It's interesting how you were talking about ranks. And so this prayer is also connected with rising a grade with Ayatul Kursi. So thank you so much for you and Nevin Sahiba to teach us the verse. Thank you so much.
SubhanAllah, so it is amazing that you are relating it to Ayatul Kursi, which is a different verse than what we are studying, Misbah. But that is the beauty. The more you study, the more you will see all these verses, 6,666 verses. They all are interrelated. So when you read, when you reflect, you will definitely see these things. So thank you for sharing that, Narmi. It was wonderful. I truly enjoyed it. Thank you.
Shukran.
Shukran Allah, subhanallah. Niyataba, there's a question about, it was said in the lecture that for the concept of light upon light, that the light of Imam continues from Adam until today. So my question is that, was Adam Imam or Natik? And the friend has second question is that why do we say that Hazrat Imam draws his lineage from Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam and not from Hazrat Adam? Hazrat Noah, please explain, as it is very confusing.
So Zinat is asking that question, and it's a very important question, but it is the question which requires a lot more discussion. In fact, there's a whole course based on that question. But I will try my best to very briefly give you the answer. You will have to look at the concept of Nur. The way we understand the Prophet Muhammad, we saw Siraj Munira 33/46, that he being the Natik, he was the Nur. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam was a Natik, he was the Nur. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam is also called Imam in the Quran, he was the Nur. So if you understand that part, it is not difficult to see all these Natikan who came, they were Nur. For today, that is the best we can learn, that they were Nur. Is there more to understanding this? Yes, definitely. And I would encourage you, because if you are able to articulate this question so clearly, you are very intelligent, and I would request you to continue to read. The more you read, and I would recommend you the book actually, read the book Recognition of Imam by Lama Sahib to be able to get that answer. So it is actually to talk about the Noor, which is one and the same. Ji.
I mean, subhanallah, subhanallah. And then the reference which Narmeen Saiba read, she has shared the reference. If friends are interested, they can go ahead and copy that. Tasmeen Saiba, you can go ahead and unmute.
Yali Madat, everybody. I wanted to ask, I just missed because I'm in Kenya and there was a little bit of a fluctuation of Wi-Fi right now. You mentioned 3 names, I think Prophet Suleiman in them, when you were asked about if we started with the lineage of from Prophet Ibrahim. Why not from Hazrat Adam? And then you answered the question, but I missed those names. I think you mentioned Suleiman, but I'm not sure.
No, I didn't mention Suleiman, but you won't be wrong if you were to say Suleiman as well. And I'll tell you why. Because we have to understand the concept of Nur, right? So what I mentioned, if you had attended the session, you must remember that I mentioned Sirajum Munira from chapter 33, verse 46. Sirajum Munira, right? The luminous lamp. And what I did, I related that verse with Nur of the Prophet as well as Nur of the Imam. But the verse clearly talks about Prophet Muhammad. Sirajul Munira is the title of Prophet Muhammad, that he is that luminous lamp. But when we talk of light and lamp, it can be related to the Prophet as well as Imam. When we understand that concept, that the Nur in the Prophet is same as the Nur of Imam, when we understand, we've established that, we are able to understand that, then we can go back and say the Nur which was in Adam is also the Nur. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, who was the Natik, he was the Nur. In Quran, he is also called Imam. He is the Nur. Meaning, in other words, you take any name, even Sulaiman alayhi salam, who is not directly coming into the lineage because he is the son of Hazrat Dawood alayhi salam. And Hazrat Dawood alayhi salam is from the progeny of Israel, Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam. From Yaqub is Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam, and from the sons of the Yaqub, lineage shows that Hazrat Dawood alayhi salam comes. So the point is that all those personalities, they elevated themselves and they became one with the light. They are the same one light. However, their functions can be different when they have different functions to perform in the physical world. For example, Natik is someone who brings tanzil, revelations. He doesn't do the work of Tawil. Tawil is the work of Imam. Tawil is the work of the Imam. But when you talk of Nur, it is the same Nur. You call it a Natik, you call it an Imam, it is the Nur. In fact, if you may allow me, I want to bring it more close to us. When we say Pir Sadruddin or Pir Nasir Khusro, they were our peers, they were Hujjatan. Was the light different? No, light was same, but their task, their function was different. So the light is same. However, when we are studying these personalities, these functions of these personalities, we do have to have the personal search, meaning pick up the books and read these books to understand the subtle way of understanding these things, because these are concepts that how different personality. And if I may again give you the example of chapter 3, verse 33, that Adam is mentioned, Noah is mentioned, because these are two individuals, whereas family of Ibrahim is mentioned and family of Imran is mentioned, meaning the Nur was within the family and the Nur was within individuals. Again, there's a whole course, and the time doesn't allow us on the weekdays to be able to go into details of that. But those who are interested for higher learning, we can definitely find time and discuss these things. But for those who are believers of personal search, I would recommend you to read the book Recognition of Imam. You will get answers of these questions. Ji.
Thank you very much.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. Friends, if you have any other questions or any comments, you can come forward.
NIAMAT Saiba,
Ji.
you know, when you said the light of God, the light of Imamat, the light of Prophet, and it can be the light of Mu'min, right? So, and you said, you know, that Surah Nur has many, many different meanings. So can it not be like the body, which is a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual? That can be also, right? If you sometimes can go deep on that one too. So again, that will be that light, right? For the Mu'min.
Yes, yes. I mean, you can apply it at different levels and understand it. Yeah, definitely, you can do that. However, we have been taught that when we are applying it to ourselves, we have to always say it physical, spiritual, intellectual, which includes emotional, psychological, ideological, all kinds within these three broad categories: physical, spiritual, intellectual. But yes, you are right, Yasmin. Thank you for sharing that thought. So I see here another question. Zinat is asking, we know that Maula Ali is the first Imam. Why do we say Shah Karim Hussaini has Imam while taking out Imam Ali's name in the title of Shah Karim Hussaini has Imam? Imam Hussain alayhi salam was the second Imam and Maula Ali alayhi salam was the first Imam in the beginning of Imam chain. What is the reason? As it is a great learning to know. I think I have answered, but again I will repeat. So again, there is more, Zinat, and I see that you are very interested, and that's wonderful. When you say the first Imam was Maula Ali, so I hope that you understand that you are referring to the cycle of Prophet Muhammad. So yes, in the cycle of the Prophet Muhammad, Maula Ali is the first Imam. However, when you look at the cycle of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, for example, the first Imam name is Maulana Shamud, who was with Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. In English, we used to think it was Peter Simon, but now the new research is saying it is James. So every Natik cycle has the first Imam, the Imam who does do the Ta'wil. So again, what I'm going to say, when you say it is very great learning to know, yes, it is. I agree with you absolutely that it is a great learning. But the way we know that when we clap, we need both hands. And these clap meaning you and me. So yes, it is a great learning, but I need you to read books, do the personal search to understand all this, what I'm talking about. So you are in the time of Prophet Muhammad and you are saying Maula Ali's first Imam. Yes, Imam Hussain is the second Imam, but the current light, the Nur in current time is in Shah Karim. So Shah Karim or Ali, it is one and the same. But we say the name of Shah Karim because it is his Jama. Ji.
Subhanallah.
Niyamat Saiba,
Ji.
can you clear for me this one when you said Shah Karim Al Husseini, that title? Why he's got that Al Husseini? I still not very clear with me.
Oh, okay. It is very simple, Yasmin. That when we see the Panchtane Pak, we see why the Nur was in Prophet and Imam, Maula Ali, because it came from Maulana Abdul Muttalib, the grandfather of Prophet Muhammad, and that Nur divided into his two sons, Abdullah and Abu Talib. From Abu Talib came Maula Ali, and from Abdullah came Prophet Muhammad, and that Nur united in the daughter of Prophet Muhammad and wife of Maula Ali. And from that, Bibi Fatima, we see again two Nurs, Imam Hussain and Imam Hassan. The Imamat actually continued from Imam Hussain. And the way we understand Imam Hussain, when we say Al-Hussaini, he is Ale Nabi Aulad Ali. If we were to start with Ali, he will not be Aulad Ali. And the key principle which we follow for our Imam, we say, they are Nurun Allah Nur, they are Ale Nabi Aulad Ali. So Imam Hussain is the first Imam who is Ale Nabi Aulad Ali. But Ali himself was there. So the Nur started, the first Imam is Maula Ali. But the kunyat, the surname which Shah Karim has or Imam Sultan Ahmad Shah had or all the Imams had was from Imam Hussain, and you would see their name, Shah Karim Al-Hussaini or Sultan Al-Hussaini. If you were to look at the names of Imam, you will see Al-Hussaini, because it is in the Hussain, Ali Nabi, Aulad Ali, both Nur combined at the level of Imam Hussain, who was the first Mustakar Imam, having both the Nurs united in him through Bibi Fatima. Yasmin, are you with me?
Yes.
Shukr.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. I think the previous friend was actually asking the same thing, that why did we leave Maula Ali's name and why we kept Maulana Hussein's name.
Oh.
I think you responded this very beautifully. So inshallah, the query would have cleared. Friends, we'll take one last comment or a reflection.
Naveen Sahiba, chutti de, bahut late ho gaya.
Thank you so much, Niyamat Saiba, for a wonderful session. Inshallah, we look forward for the part 2 for this. And then tomorrow we have Sultanuddin Sahib's session. And I just wanted to share that for Navroz intention, we will be starting the Farman reading sessions from tomorrow. So friends are more than welcome to join 5 p.m. Central Time. So thank you once again, Niyamat Saiba.
So,
thank you, friends.
let me repeat this, very important. Tomorrow we start our intention for 40 days for reading Faramins, because we have to continue to go back and read, and we sometimes become lazy. So we are intending to read it together. So friends, join in, big numbers, and let's read and listen to these Faramins. Even those words, when they enter in our ears, are new. So let us join tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time to listen to the Faramins of Hazrat Imam. Thank you for doing that beautiful intention for Navroz Mubarak. Thank you, Naveen Saiba. Yali Madad, friends. Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ma. Yali Madad.
Wonderful.
Yali Madad. Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, thank you.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad. Yali Madad.
It was very good.
It was very nice.
In the sense that each Quran book which boilo hers was
Far
better.
But her topic was Jamaat Khana.
Oh, I see.
And she started with Aya Noor.
Right. Book
Our light
बताइए
will.
એટલે that's why I mentioned it. Well, yeah, I know she went deep into that. નઝે ટુ થયા અને હણે થર્ડ પીરિયડ ખાલી તો પીછા
Wow.
Shukran
Huh?
Khalil. Yali Madad, Yali Madad.
યા ખુદા